What is up, guys? My name is Taylor Buckskemper, and I am the host of the Mindset Matters podcast, where we dive into everything mindset, psychology, neurology, neuroscience to make your mindset matter. Today is episode 2, and today I really want to share with you my story of change and transformation, and who I was, who I am now, and where I see myself in the future. I'm not gonna lie, I already recorded this and I got really emotional. I got really deep into my story and who I am. So you're gonna have to bear with me in some of the moments. I was crying in some of the moments, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel things. And yeah, so I guess we'll just get right into it. Let's roll the clip. My name is Taylor Buckskemper, and this is my story. So I come from a middle class family where I grew up very comfortable, and I followed my brother's footsteps and went to college. I did computer science, and I was pretty good at it, but I knew deep down that I wasn't doing what I was meant to do in this world. I knew I wasn't following my path. And due to this, I turned to sex and drugs to run from that feeling, to run from the feeling that I wasn't doing what I was meant to do. Whenever I say sex, I'm talking about a new girl every other week. Drugs, I was smoking weed every single day, a good 2 to 3 grams. I was doing mushrooms 2 to 3 times a week, a full trip. And then I was doing acid, probably once every other week. And if you know anything about drugs, substances, you know that you should not be taking substances that much, especially psychedelics. So, because of this, I turned to drug dealing. I was around the people who were drug dealing because I was getting my drugs from them, and I saw them making money, and I was like, yo, how do I make some of that money? So I started selling drugs. I was selling weed, I was selling psychedelics, and yeah, I was just not in a good place. And due to this, I dropped out of college. I dropped out of college for this business venture, which was drug dealing. Oh. But I dropped out of college, was drug dealing, and then whenever I was drug dealing, one of my customers introduced me to a girl named Brooke. And this was the girl who changed my life at that time. It was, whenever we were introduced, it was love at first sight. We fell in love immediately. We were head over heels for each other. We started dating just a week after we had met, but due to the lifestyle that I was living, sleeping with girls every other week, doing lots of drugs, I cheated on her a week into our relationship. And the day that I cheated on her happened to be the day after my 21st birthday. Which was something that she had planned and organized. And it was one of the best days of my life because I had never felt so seen and supported and just loved by so many people. And then I cheated on her the next day, and it was honestly an act of self-sabotage. I didn't feel like I deserved something so great in my life. Understandably, this destroyed her, and then later on, it destroyed me as well. At the time, it really didn't because it was just the life that I was living. But it's one of the biggest regrets that I've ever had in my life. But moving on, we kept dating after that. She was a very strong woman for that. I'll be real. She was a very strong woman for that. We kept dating, and we started working on ourselves. Like, she is truly the person who changed my life. Like, we started going to the gym. She was the one who started to get me out of drug dealing. We started reading. We started just developing ourselves together. And then we got engaged 3 months after we started dating. And that was the day after Christmas of 2022. And I was in front of her whole family. Like, me and her family, like, we were tight. Whew. So we got engaged, and to be honest, like, at that time, the ring was just, I was trying to put a Band-Aid on the relationship. I was trying to fix the relationship because there was still so much that we together had not processed from me cheating on her. Whew, this is hard. This is so hard. But through all of this, like, she was unreasonably supportive, like, especially after what I did to her. And, like, looking back, like, I definitely lost myself in her. And she did as well to me. Like, we both lost ourselves in each other. We were two incomplete people trying to make a whole. And that just never works. It never works. You have to be two people coming together to build something together. That's besides the point. But after the breakup really destroyed me because, like I said, like, I lost myself in her. And then after we broke up, like, I really turned back to smoking weed every day, and I mean every day. Smoking weed, smoking nicotine, watching porn, all as a form to, like, numb myself from that pain of what I was feeling. And then a couple of days after we broke up, one of my best friends at the time, he overdosed on a variety of, like, pills, alcohol, cocaine, and he was out of there. My best friend just gone off the face of the earth. So I had even more reason to numb myself. Weed, nicotine, porn, every day. Every single day. For 3 years. 3 years of my life just numbed away. So, after 3 years of that, on August 8th, 2024, around 2 weeks ago, I decided to finally fucking change my life. It took me way too long. I was in some very, very deep, dark places, like, I can't even explain. Like, words do not explain the places that I've been to. I've literally been to hell and back. Like, that is not an understatement. It was all within my mind. Like, it was all because I was running from that pain. I was running from feeling all of those emotions. Collect myself. So, I decided to change my life on that day, August 8th, 2024. And that's the day I buzzed my head and I quit weed, nicotine, porn, all in the same day. And I told myself I was never fucking going back. I was never going back to any of the three. And to this day, I have not. I've I've had like zero urges to at all. Like after that day, it was like a complete paradigm shift. Like my entire reality shifted. And through all of that, like I learned so many lessons. I learned so much about myself, who I was, who I wasn't, what makes me me. I gained so much wisdom from all of those experiences. I experienced so many painful feelings. And eventually I learned from them. It took me so long. Which is part of the reason why I'm creating this. Like, I don't want it to take as long as it did for anyone else. Like, and it makes me sick to my stomach to think that... I'm sorry. It makes me sick to my stomach to think that that could have been me for the rest of my life. Had I not made that decision on August 8th, 2024 to change my life. That could have been me for eternity. So now I've kind of, not even kind of, like I'm definite in this. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've made it my life's mission to transform as many people's lives as I can who are struggling with the things that I went through. I want to help them become physically, mentally, spiritually, relationally, is that a word? Socially, financially. Like just to help people become the best versions of themselves. Because for so long, I lived as the worst version of myself. And now I genuinely feel like I am embodying the best version of myself. And I want to help others do the same. Which is why I'm going like all in on coaching, going all in on mentoring to help others make the transformation that I wish did not take me 3 years to make. It's going to be hard to post, but at the end of the day, like this is my testimony. This is my story. This is what made me who I am today. And I am so proud of the man that is sitting here right now. Me 1 year ago, me a month ago would never have believed that I am the man that I am right now. I was a boy. I heard a quote the other day that said, I loved the boy that I was, but I'm proud of the man that I am. And that hit me. That hit me. Because I know for a fact that I am on my purpose. Like I am embodying the best version of myself. And yeah, I'm proud of that. So, after all of that, that was a ride. That was a journey. Holy guacamole. Whew. I hope that you can take some form of inspiration from that, whether you're dealing with the same things that I dealt with, whether you're just in pain, whether you're running from something. I hope that you can see what I went through, see the pain that I went through, and realize that the only thing keeping you there is you. Like at the end of the day, it was all me. I was perpetuating that same cycle of self-sabotage. And it all ended whenever I made the decision to change my life. So yeah, that's my story of my journey and how I changed my life. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like it, share it with your friends, because that not only benefits me, but also you and everyone else in your life. Because the more that you improve the people in your life, like the more that you help them get better, the better your life is gonna get. Because they just reflect that, like the improvement back to you. So, share this with a friend. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I pray that you stay blessed. Adios.